Hi loves, welcome to my channel. My name is Mesma Delight. On this channel I post sewing tutorials. Okay, so today's video is all about how to draft a pattern in order to achieve this bustier gown. It's a bustier dress with an M-shaped neckline and gong sleeves. So if you are interested in learning how to draft a pattern in order to achieve this, do continue watching. Okay, so the first thing I did, I drew my lines. The first one is my shoulder line. The second one is my bust line. Then I have my under bust. And then my half length. So SH shoulder, B bust line, UB under bust, and HL my half length. So I'm using my tape to add extra 2-inch allowance. Now I'll use my ruler to connect those two points, sorry. Okay, and label it AL, that's allowance. Okay, so that's done. So now the first thing I want to do is to go to my shoulder line. I will divide my shoulder measurement by 2 and mark what I have there. Okay, so I do get my chest line by adding 1 inch to the division of my shoulder measurement. So I had 8 as my shoulder measurement, adding 1 inch, I have 9. So my chest line is 9. So I'm just marking 9. Then I'll use my ruler to connect those lines, those 2 points, sorry. Okay, that's done. I'll label it CH, that's for chest line. So under my chest line, I'll mark my shoulder measurement. Using my ruler, I'll connect those 2 points. That's my shoulder. Okay, so this line I just made is my armhole line. At the up, I'll go down by 1 inch. This to create my shoulder slope. From that 1 inch, I'll go down to my chest line, divide it by 2, mark the midpoint, go in by half of an inch. Good. Then I'll use my curve to connect from that 1 inch I went down by to my half inch I went in with. From that half inch, I will connect it down to my chest line. Alright, so now for my neckline, I'm using 3 inch. So I'm using 3 inch and I'll go down by 3 inch too. Using my curve, I'll connect those 2 points. So this is my neck. So from here, I'll go down, from that point, I'll go down to my shoulder slope. Alright. So now I want to get my nipple to nipple measurement. I mark my nipple to nipple measurement. That's the division of my nipple to nipple measurement. Marking it at that point, marking it at that point. Now, and that's my shoulder slope. I want to get the midpoint. Using my pencil, I will make a mark there. So connect from that division of my shoulder slope to my nipple to nipple measurement. And from that nipple to nipple measurement, I'll take it all the way down. Like connect my nipple to nipple measurement. Okay, so now that's done. Now I want to take in my darts. So I'll be taking in half inch to that part facing me, and I'll use 1 point. I'll use 1 inch to the other part. So now, if you want, you can divide your darts equally. If you want to use 1.5 inch, if you want to divide your dart equally, you can use 1.5 inch at both sides. But I want to divide it unevenly. So half inch going to the part that is facing me, and I will take in 1 inch at the other part. So this, all whatever you're doing, those thing you're taking is from your under bust. So I'm going to use my ruler now to connect my 1/2 inch and the 1 inch. Remember, all these lines started from my under bust. Okay, that's done. Now for my bust line, I will go down by 1 inch. Using my curve, I will connect them to those points. From that, I went down by to my that leg. I'll equally repeat the same process for the other side. Alright, so that's done. So now I want to, for my chest line, I want to go up. I'm going up by 1.5. Now this is a straight, like it doesn't have a sweetheart neckline. It's actually straight. So I'm just going up by 1.5. You can use 2 inch for yours. You can go up by 1 inch, but me, I'm using 1.5. Okay, so that's done. Now at that leg, that I want to go in by 0.7. That's 1/2 inch, adding 2 extra. So I went in by 0.7. I'll connect it to my bust line. So just connect yours like you see me connecting mine. Alright, so that's done. So now it's time to like work on our neckline. So now another one, so you create that M shape we have. Okay, so on that line I went up by, I want to go in by 1 inch, marking my 1 inch. Okay, now on that my shoulder slope, I'll go down by 1.5. Okay, so connecting that 1.5 to my 1 inch. That's done. Now at my armhole line, from that point, the point of my curve, I want to go in. I want to go in by 2 inch. So I'm just marking 2 inch. Using my ruler, I'll connect those points. My 2 inch to that my 1.5. Alright. So I have here, I use 1.5 to go down here. I use 1 inch, and here I use 2 inch. Okay, so that's done. Picking up my ruler, I'll connect from the beginning of my shoulder slope down to that point. So placing my ruler, connecting down to that point, sorry, down to the 1.5 I raised up by. So just connect yours like you see me connecting mine. Okay, so that's done. So now it's time to like impute our body measurements. So I'm just going to divide my bust measurement, my under bust measurement, and my half length. Then I will impute it. Like I'll mark out what I have. So now this is just me marking out my bust measurement divided by 4. So now I'm only going to mark it at my That 1.5 inch I went up by, because it's still part of the bust. Now at my underbust, I'm dividing my underbust by 4, and I'll mark out what I have there. And that's my waist, my half length or my allowance. I'm marking out what I have, the division of my waist measurement by 4. That's done. So now to place my darts. Placing my darts, that's the dart I took. Okay, using my ruler, I'll connect them. That's done. So now I want to add my extra 2-inch allowance. I'll connect it again using my ruler. Okay, so at my 1 inch, that line I went up by my 1 inch. I want to add extra 1 inch to my armhole line, because I don't want after sewing, like after joining the two parts of my bustier, I don't want that part to short. So I'm just adding 1 inch using my curve. I'll make a curve at that part. So just do yours like you see me doing mine. So that's done. So now I want to take in my side dart. Side dart is just the difference between your half length of the front and your half length of the back. So the difference between mine is 1.5. So I'm just marking out 1.5. Okay, so all those parts you see me mark X is the part I'm going to cut out. Like, we're not going to use that part. All right, so it's time to cut this out. So now I'm just cutting it out. When cutting yours, just be careful so that you wouldn't like tear your pattern paper. Okay, so using my pencil, I'll mark my armhole, my shoulder, and my neckline. I'll mark up and down. So I did this so that I wouldn't get confused on knowing which part is which. Okay, so time to take out my side darts. I'm just going to take out my side darts now. I'll not cut up to the end. I'll leave like an ½ inch space. Now, taking out the darts, I'm now going to use my tape to tape that part. Okay, so I want to that part that is look like it went in too much. I want to like make that part where I call it even. Okay, so I'm just going to use my tape to tape that part in. So I was looking for my tape, so I had to make do with the tape I found around me. Okay, so I'm just taping it, but make sure you tape yours well. Okay, so now I'm going to use my scissors and like cut it to get rid of that, well, I call it V shape I have there. So just look at what I did. So now look at, it's kind of like curved, no longer pointy. I'll be pointy, yeah. So this is all for the cutting of my front. It's time for the back. So for the back, I went ahead to draft out my shoulder line. So now I'm marking my shoulder to bust. That's my bust line. Remember, my half length of the back is different. So I'm marking my half length of the back. Marking my bust line, the half length of my back. Okay. So I'm going to connect those 2 points using my ruler. Connecting my bust line. Connecting my half length. Okay, so I have SH shoulder, BL bust line, HL half length. So now to add my extra 2-inch allowance. Okay, so that's done. Using my ruler, I'll connect them. Okay, so that's done. I'll divide my shoulder measurement by 2, marking the division of my shoulder measurement on my shoulder line. I do get my chest line by adding 1 inch to the division of my shoulder measurement. So I have 8 plus 1 inch, 9. So I'm going to mark 9. That's done. Using my ruler, I'll connect those marks. Okay, so that's done. Now that's my chest line. Under my chest line, I'll mark the division of my shoulder measurement. I'm just trying to create my armhole line, joining my 8 to 8. Good. Now for my back neckline, I'm going to use 3 by 3. I'm not actually using the back neck for anything, so I just want to mark 3 by 3 on the back neckline because I'll still even cut it out. So just, in fact, mark whatever you feel like marking there because you're not going to actually use the back, except you want to also have like a keyhole neckline at the back. Then use 3 by 1.5 or 3 by 2. Okay, now I'm going down by 1 inch at my armhole line, connecting my 1 inch to my 3 inch at my shoulder line. You just create my shoulder slope. Now from that shoulder slope to my chest line to get the midpoint, marking it. Now from that midpoint, I'll go in by half an inch. Using my French curve, I'll connect those points. Okay, So that's done. Time to mark my nipple to nipple measurement. Marking it all the way to my chest line. Going to divide my shoulder slope by 2 and make a mark at the center. Now using my ruler, division of my shoulder slope to my to my nipple to nipple measurements, and I'll connect my nipple to nipple measurements. Okay, that's done. Now time for my dart. Now at my allowance, I'm going in by 0.75. You can use half inch for your dart leg. You can also use 1 inch, but I'm working with 0.75. Now I'm going to connect it all the way to my chest line. Okay, so now that's done. Now time to create my neckline. So from that the beginning of my neckline, I'm connecting to my that leg. So just do yours like you see me do mine. That's if you want this kind of back neckline. Okay, so that's done. If you notice in this pattern, I didn't add my zipper allowance. It's going to have a zipper, but I'll add it on my material, not on this my pattern. So I just use my ruler to mark shoulder, neckline, armhole, up and down. Okay, so now that's done. I want to now input my body measurements. So I'm dividing my bust measurement by 4. And I'm dividing my waist measurement by 4. Replacing my dart legs. Also measuring my waist measurement there, replacing my dart legs. Alright. So at my bust line, I decided to just mark to my bust measurement by 2. Replacing that tiny dart I have there. Okay. So now I'm trying to add my extra 2-inch allowance. Connecting them using my ruler. Okay, so that's done. It's going to be time for me to cut, and like time for me to cut it out. So just cut yours like you see me cutting mine. Don't take out that dart. Then I'll use my tape to tape those parts together. That's to gum those parts together. Bringing in my tape, I'll close the dart legs and use my tape to tape them. Okay, so that's done. So this is my back. This is how my back looks like. And now this is my front. So this is my center front, that's my yoke. My center front, and the next is my side front. Okay, so yeah, so this is basically all for the drafting of our bustier with an M-shaped neckline. So the next video is going to be the part 2 of this. It's going to be all about the sewing of this and the cutting to and the sewing of our gong sleeves. I said to make our gong sleeve to be part of the next video. So okay, so thank you very much for stopping by and watching this video. The next video I'm going to post the part 2 of this. So thank you very much. Please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel because it's going to serve as encouragement for me to post more content.